So in this video, I'm going to show you how to embed the Mailchimp HTML form into WordPress in a way that will not disrupt the actual WordPress content area. So you can make edits in the actual content, either above the form or below the form, without actually messing up the actual HTML code snippet that you'll get from Mailchimp. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to Post Snippets. And here you'll see that there's two Mailchimp forms already part of the site. So as a demonstration, I'm going to create a new snippet, and we're going to add another Mailchimp sign up form. So for this one, I'm just going to call it test. And then I'm going to go grab a Mailchimp code snippet. And I'm going to paste it here. And the last thing I want to do is I'm going to give it a variable name. So I'm just going to call it test. And this is important because we'll reference this later. Last thing you want to do is you want to then check the shortcode checkbox. Now with post snippets, what it does essentially is that it kind of containerizes portions of the code and then wraps it around a shortcode. It's a concept in WordPress, so you can look up what shortcode means. With post snippets, you can use HTML. You can also do PHP. Those are the two most common types that I will use post snippets with. So as you can see here, this is the entire HTML Mailchimp form code that I will later use in a page or a blog post. So once I'm done, I'm going to click on save. And then I will go to pages. Now I do have a test page that is already set up. So we'll click on edit. And here you can see it's basically just lorem ipsum dummy text. And there's about 5 to 6 paragraphs. So let's say I want to add that Mailchimp sign up code in the middle of the page. So I'll put the cursor where I want it, where the form to be, and I'm going to click on this little icon here. It's in yellow, and if you hover over it, it says post snippets. And here I have the option of inserting a post snippet. As I mentioned before, there's already 2 that's part of the site, but we just added a 3rd one called test, so that's the one I'm going to use. So I'll click on that, and I'll click on insert. And then I'll click on update. And let's take a look at the page. So here we can see that in the middle of the page, we now have the Mailchimp sign up form. And then after that, there's some text. And by doing it this way, you don't have to then mess with embedding the code in the actual text tab in the content area. And when you do things like that, the markup could get changed when you save the actual page or post text. So here, I can make changes to anything I want, before and after. I can even insert images. So let's insert a media. Click on that. And we can even have it right aligned. Let's click on update. And then we'll refresh the page. And obviously the image is not well adjusted for the website, but as we can see, the actual form itself has not been altered. In addition, what we can also do too is we can delete that. We'll delete this dummy text. We can also delete the post snippet. We can also put it at the bottom of the page. And in addition, let's also perhaps put it after the 2nd paragraph. So we can actually have multiple post snippets in a particular page or post. Let me clean up this a little bit. Put some spacing. That should look good. Let's update. And then we will refresh the page. And we can see, let's see, this looks like it's after the third paragraph. Let's just double check. 1, 2, 3 after the third paragraph. And then we have one at the bottom. And there you go. So again, we're using post snippets in order to embed a chunk of code into a page and a post without actually embedding that actual code itself in here. Because the alternative that you could do, as a lot of people have done, is, let me just grab the HTML from here. We'll copy. And instead of using these post snippet tags, we can actually embed the actual HTML into this tab. And the same thing at the bottom. Now, because this is a simple page, my assumption is that it's not going to make a difference. And there you go. But on more complicated pages with embedded styles and maybe just, you know, unorthodox way of how people are manipulating the page by embedding other code into this area, if you embed the Mailchimp signup form, the code itself into this page, it could dramatically change when you update, when you save it, and when you display it on page. But by wrapping it around a shortcode, you prevent that issue. So that's it for this video.